Good evening, SpeedGaming 5, and welcome to more Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 7. Tonight, we are in the last day or so of Invitational's week 4, and we are highlighting Jay Misher of the Tile Roomies versus Julo Ninja of Sphere-FUNity. I am Jesse Radical Sniper 99, joined tonight by Lana Bean with Nochibato on tracking. Hello, Lana.
Hello, Jesse. Hope you're doing well, friend.
Oh, I love this week. This has been a fun one. Good old Influkies, inverted start, flute activated, and a good old key sanity to go with it. Let's see what happens.
It's a good mode. I get my race tomorrow. Yay! Always fun. But it's pretty fun. It's good to see what people start with. Some people choose the Meyer start. Some people try to farm for bombs. Some people go straight to the Thieves Town area. It's interesting. And you can even go to You can go to Super Bunny if you want to.
Yeah, we can always... Who doesn't love sneaking past Lionels on 3 hearts?
I always find it fun, but here we go.
And we could just get a Fire Rod, why not?
That sounds like a plan. I mean, sure, give us a sword, 3 Skull Smalls, let's go. Looks like Jay Misher's heading straight for... Well, looks like a couple of kills here and probably a tree pull. Or not.
Yeah, gonna take a chance on hoping that that Stumpy has something for us.
And Julo Ninja's going straight for Gary Rescue.
I mean, I'd expect this of Julo.
I mean, it's not logic, but it's fine.
It's Julo.
Yeah. It's a time waste though right now because you're like climbing up the mountain, turning in Gary by jumping all the way down, climbing back up, and doing Spec Rock, which isn't logic technically. No, Spec Rock, yeah, that isn't logic. It's a big time investment though.
Yeah, and Misher noticing the prize packs, really trying to grind out those extra pieces. It is the special prize pack, so you will get bombs eventually.
Just have to dig through it. I think it's one of the later drops.
Yeah. Sorry, we're just syncing things up right now. I believe it's the next drop, because I did see us get that red rupee.
That pig just disappeared.
Yep. But there's our 8 bomb. Very nice.
Alright, that's free 5 items in Hype Cave, so let's see if it pays off. Looks like a heart on Spec Rock.
Small key on the old man, and it's a pod small. Very nice to find those early. Hype Cave giving us the... Oh, no.
That gives us one more logical check in Thieves Town.
Early Desert Pig, Bombos Medallion, so... And a little bit of money.
So the game so far is pointing to Ice Palace, Skullwoods, and Thieves Town. Thanks, game.
Yeah, love it. Thought maybe we'd get to see the early play of Arrow Game. Like, that early money would have made it really easy as soon as Misher got that 20, but decided to not go for it and continue to grind it out, so... apparently we've got a sword coming, though, inside of Spectacle Rock, so really nice. I mean, I just don't know. Julo is known for some odd plays at times, and he will live and die by these plays.
3 heart blind anybody?
Yeah, right. 3 heart moth, too.
Oh, lordy. Alright, heading to Meyer on Jula's side, clearing out Village Backcast on Jay Misher. No sword for Jay Misher, cannot fight blind right now.
Julo getting a little bit of magic there off the Murder Dactyl. And then we get to see Ether Medallion required for our Meyer entry.
Alright, automatic extra trip for Jay Misher soon. It's not going to feel bad unless you go all the way to blind set, though, right?
Right. We got an extra pod small.
Blind cell, I should say.
I mean, I hope we don't end up there this early. Like, you know, wait for it, get some other stuff done. There's pod 3 now.
Oh, 2 of those were logic.
Yeah, it doesn't. The second one, like that, the one we got off the old man doesn't make a huge difference right now. But like we would need to have 4 for it to really matter. But a lamp puts that third one available, and I wouldn't be shocked if we see a 4th show up now.
All before you've even seen Skullwoods.
Looks like we're going to get archery game from Julo.
Makes sense. You get your shooting range done, and suddenly you have dig game money, and you have chess game money and pod money. Doesn't even go for the X99 dream though.
I mean, this is the thing. Like this week, you know, we've seen a couple of people go for the 99 strats. Realistically, if you can just get these, you're fine. And like that was the biggest, like one of the things I would definitely recommend, you know, if you're learning inverted, make sure you know how to play this. That early money is hugely important in this mode.
Not wrong. Looks like a big 20 on bumper, not much going on there.
I will say that bumper check is a known kind of rough thing to check out. That is very easy to kind of just miss out on because of that early flute.
Yeah, no excuse to suddenly get a glove to climb the mountain, so the game doesn't always give you that glove right away.
ER map, interesting. Now, Misha's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. I almost would suggest taking the death at this point, like, because there's a good enough chance that the Gibdo in the next room is just crowding the door and you're screwed. So, yeah.
Yep, I can't disagree with that. You've got a little bit of magic now, so take out the Gibdos, take out the berries, and just take it easy in case, so you can just damage boost.
And that's the thing, we're already back down to 2 hearts. Like, this is a very dangerous play again, because I've had it happen too many times where Gibdo is just on the door.
I think that Gibdo's out for blood. Holy moly. So is the berry.
And luck's out that, you know, not crowding the door that time, so able to get this chest for $50. Julo, meanwhile, doing exactly what his teammate GFE said he would. He is going to pod.
You know, there are 3 legal checks here that we know of, and the extra small keys, you can get a lot more.
Now, the interesting thing here is I've always heard that Julo Ninja does not hammer jump. This is what I've heard always. So I'm looking, I haven't watched enough Julo races to see this to be the truth, but I'm taking everybody's word for it.
And Jamie sure's going for the logical check in the back of Skull Woods currently.
And that's the scariest thing, is that Julo does these kinds of plays where there's a pod small again. Okay.
Oh my gosh. So, lamp in the front of Skull, anybody? For that other pod small that would put it in logic?
I mean, all we need is that lamp. I gotta think we're gonna find it probably front of Skull at this rate.
Or what is it, the map chest, whatever the heck it is above Ruby Basement, would have the progression. Or the basement itself with the lamp, of course.
Yeah.
Julo's got the sword, so you get the free money in the back, and you get, what, 3 jacks additionally? I don't know if Julo does mimic whipping or anything like that.
Getting to see the front of Skull now on Misha's side. Oh, there's the
4th. It's
our logical one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's the lamp.
Right. Okay.
So Julo's in the right area, I think.
I think the scary part is, what if it's logical to need... Okay, there's just our pearl.
Yup. So that's all the game wanted the guys to come here for, but judging from the lack of the jump, I think you probably heard correctly.
Yep. That's all 6 now.
That's the 6th. Oh, wow. So Jamie Schure's going to go there, and if he does mountain first, it's going to be fully clearable, minus big chest and boss.
That's an absurd start, like, for pod smalls, to find 6 pod smalls, and they're all in logic now. And there's our first CT small as well.
Okay, so this is an Agaseed.
I was going to say, Lana, I'm getting really kind of worried about this one. This is setting up a very different kind of seed. We're not seeing the Light World kit. We're seeing what is looking more and more like you're doing an Agaseed. There's so many different ways this mode can go, and it looks like that's where we're headed on this one.
Yeah, no sign of a glove, hammer. So we're definitely sniffing out a CT seed here, or a castle seed. And the weird part is, like, CT2 could just be a blind cell. And that would just mean the game wants you to go here and grab that and leave without taking out blind.
Yeah. I mean, we've got Julo in the front of Thieves Town, has not dipped Hype Cave to get his Thieves big. He's going to get some more pod smalls. And we got Misha coming in here with only 4 smalls, it looks like, so...
Yeah.
Like, who knows how he's gonna react about, all the extra checks.
I think, isn't there a 5th pod small in here? Isn't there another one? Or is that just all elsewhere?
No, I think the 2 that Julo has was Meyer Shed and Old Man.
Right, okay.
So I think those are the Misha only has 4. I think those were in the Thieves and Skull area, with the last 2 is Meyer and Old Man, so...
Jamie sure sniffing out pod as much as Julo is, but it'll be interesting to see, I think, where CT2 is.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what Misha skips here, or if he decides to spend all 4 keys. Like, there's definitely a world where we could see Vanilla Big Key Chest and the Harmless Hellway, but might hedge bets to, thinking, well, I probably need to save a key for Helma.
Well, there's even the potential Death Warp and then grab Big Key Chest and just reset.
Yeah, that too.
You have no health, so Death Warping will be pretty quick. You'll get your money. You'll get the backup pod. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Vanilla Castle Tower small or just sitting up at Super Money.
Yeah, I mean, we're running out of checks a little bit, but we've still got some options as Julo starts getting to more of his pod smalls. He does have that Pearl, so that we're seeing Misha get as well. Big advantage still is Julo's sword, which does make a lot of these rooms and a lot of navigation of Dark World a lot easier on low health. That is just a comfort blanket through all this. We do see that the Harmless Hellway is nothing, but I think the bigger concern here is going to be the Dark Maze. And yeah, you're seeing that time save already here with the Vanilla Big Key Chest. It was nothing important, but Julo had the extra time. He had no reason to worry about it. It's a very easy play for him.
And the Gibdo blocked the way, so the sword saved him.
Out of the pod maze, there's our CT2. That is Light World access now.
That is. Okay, so the second Jamie sure goes up the mountain and checks Spec Rock. That's Light World.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Julo is not in a great spot at this point. You're going to get a lot of clearing done before you go back to pod, possibly.
I don't think there's a ton left. I think the real concern here is maybe dipping CT. But I think there's honestly a world where Misha might do the 2 CT checks.
Yeah, the 2 CT.
Or even rescuing Old Man and whatnot.
Exactly. We'll see what ends up happening with Jamie. Sure. And with Julo, I get a little concerned with Super Money and possibly Castle Tower as well before going back to Pod.
And unfortunately, Mishra did not get the potion camera on lock. So is going to try for a Mimic Clip still, I think. Buffered clip incoming. Meanwhile, Julo is in Hype Cave getting that Thieves Town big key we saw.
Having trouble with those last couple pixels.
Yeah, and I know as I've seen a lot of teams, you watch this and you watch your teammate go for this clip, and like when it starts to get away from a runner a little bit, you start to get a little nervous. Like it becomes a moment of pride for the runner in some regards, and it also a moment of stress because like, please just get off the screen, and there we go.
Yeah, good job. Could easily turn into a 2 or 3 minute investment just due to pride, and that can definitely hurt you in the long run with two great runners such as these.
Yeah, I mean, game one between these two teams was last night, and less than a minute, less than 20 seconds even, between the winner and the loser of that race. So, every little bit can count. We've seen a lot of close races this week.
And Jamie sure looks to be doing that death warp for spending the last key. I suspect to save it or reset, assuming it's nothing.
Little extra money there for Julo. We'll see if he heads back to Pod. 6 Pod Smalls has to be screaming a little bit in his head. But he's headed up the mountain. And this is just for Stalfos Basement. Just to get that Hyrule Castle Small. So not even worried about the vanilla big key chest. Saving a key. So could be an opportunity for Julo later.
Yeah. Gonna be able to go up the mountain now, save Gary in logic, get that pod small, and then get that sword, and suddenly you get Super Money and probably go straight to CT, or just skip Super Money and just do CT.
Yeah, I mean, that fire rot, as soon as you pull that sword, there's your logic. Work, little bee. Oh my gosh, that's actually more terrifying. The bee just pushes the Lionels.
Oh, the bee. Oh no! The bee just made that so much worse.
Yep.
The Lionel was over to the left and just got shoved back over to the right.
I did not know that the bee could actually push the Lionel. That is news to me.
Answer a question in chat. Yes, this is the messenger. I miss him. I think we have Silva Gunner as well in the other one.
Yep. The good old high quality video game MSU. I know Twitch chat loves that MSU.
Okay, Julo's going to do attempt number 2 here. No B this time. And
going much better.
Yeah, makes it through just fine. No flying Lionels. Alright, so Julo pretty much has this. CT checks and then back to pod. That's all you got.
Yeah, luckily no flippers showing up. That's the other worry here is like, do flippers show up and kind of send Julo elsewhere?
Oh man, I didn't think about that. I mean, it's still not 100% tag at this point. It's just very likely.
Yeah.
Because if those flippers show up suddenly, that's quite a few checks in Ice Palace. But at the same time, if you get a glove or hammer in the first check of CT plus the next check being the flippers, then there you go.
So Mishra heading up the mountain. We'll see if this is going to be immediately into Aga Tower or... Yep, we're playing for Light World. Just saying this is clearly what the seed wanted.
I am all for this. Maybe you just come back here later, get a hook shot and a glove, and suddenly combine Super Bunny and that. Or even just Light Death Mountain in general.
And nothing there, just a pod map, so... Julo,
Right.
Listen to the map.
This is Aga confirmed at this point. Nothing in the final checks could get him Light World access.
Not true.
I think we only have-
Vanilla Big Key Chest in Pod, combined with the Blind Cell here in Thieves Town, the two of those things could give us enough
That is true.
to
You
break
are
out
right.
of Aga
I
in a
forgot
couple
about
ways.
that.
Like, and realistically, the bigger question is if one of these checks is hook shot, because the hook shot opens up 8 checks.
That's true. I forgot about Thieves Town and Blind Cell.
Like, I think this is the right play, probably from Mishra, but there's, like, this isn't the worst case. It's just a question of how deep this rabbit hole goes and whether or not, like, you know, Jula's going to have to be careful here. You know, we're still on 3 hearts, and the Hellway here is not an easy play.
And ultimately, this could just get you a pendant.
Yeah.
Which is the really... Oh, there it is. All right, well...
Yeah, that's the rough part.
All right, we're going to go for attempt number 2.
And realistically, I think from Mishra's perspective here, like, the route is pretty self-evident. Going to, you know, do Uncle, head into Hyrule Castle, clear all the way to Zelda Cell, then go Dark Cross to the back, come out Sank, do Graveyard Ledge, then do a loop around Lost Woods into CAC, and then just follow that down to the dam. And at that point, you know, it's a question of whether you want to go towards Desert or Mini Moldor.
Yeah, pretty much. And right now, I think this is really good for Jay Mishra overall with the route they've had. Initially, Julo's sword looked really good, but the lack of hammering up may end up costing a little bit of time here. But, I mean, ultimately, Julo may end up getting a crystal, if not likely, out of this, and not have to come back to Thieves Town ever, so not doing anything that they shouldn't.
Yeah, the as we said, like, the early issue is more so just the double dip of pod area is going to be what burns. That's time that really hurts to lose.
It is. And I think they even have I think Jay Mishra's got a Hyrule Castle small key, I want to say, so I think the entirety of that's in logic too.
Yep, no, that's the thing. That's why I said, like, this works out really nicely for a route once you hit Light World. They both have the Hyrule Castle small key from Stalfos basement of Pod.
Like you said, that is nice. You just get a route in the entirety of Hyrule Castle, go out the back, and not have to worry about a glove issue.
Julo passing the test, by the way, remembering he does not have a glove.
I would absolutely fail that.
I think we've all failed it on multiple occasions. And I gotta respect this from Julo, just saying, you know what, I'm gonna burn as much magic as I can. And just, you know, make sure that nothing stands in my way of rescuing Blind.
Well, at this point, you don't have Burner to try and get blind with, so I love it. It's true.
So while Mishra has taken down Aga and is now into Hyrule Castle, Julo coming up on his blind fight. 3 hearts, sword, let's go. Hey, there's that map of Thieves Town. But very nice script from Julo to take down Blind and get the boots. GFE,
Wow.
what do you know, GFE? Like, can you tell me how you know these things? Although it was a crystal, so even better for Julo. Not a pendant, but you were right. Boots on Blind.
I can see Jamie sure not getting that until a lot of Light World is cleared at this point.
Yeah. Where are we going, Julo? Oh, you're gonna buy a potion. Okay. Why are we are you thinking Moth now? Are we really gonna greed Mothula? And you bought a shield. All for you, Lana.
What the heck, Julo?
Misha setting up the death warp. Very nicely done. And yet we're gonna see a 3-heart moth next from Jula Ninja. Respect.
No hammer, fighter sword. Gonna have a few fire round shots likely.
Well, and we got the blue goo. But this is a very difficult fight. The moth will do 2 hearts of damage, either through contact damage or its ranged attack. And then, of course, the spikes are always going to be 1 heart of damage, so you can't take a lot in this fight.
But Jula's gonna get, I think, the final pod small key right there. So this will ultimately point Jula back to pod, even though I think that's about all they'll have when they're done.
Yeah, like, and here's the thing, like, we know Moth is not in Logic yet. It is locked behind 3 Skull Smalls. We've only seen 1 of them, and it was what Misha got by Mimic clipping Pod.
Yeah, it's bow locked.
So, yeah, this Moth is bow locked besides all of the other issues with this play. So, like, if you're paying attention to logic, even if there's something hugely nice here off the Moth, it's not something you can take, like, towards other goals. And very quickly, Jewel having to burn that blue goo.
And Jamie sure gets not 1, not 2, but 3 heart pieces in the back of Escape.
Oh, and it was going so much better. Like, after Julo used that blue goo, was really hitting some nice fire rod shots, but real unfortunate death there.
You're in as low as 2-shot territory at any point with 3 health. That is tough. Good effort, though.
But this will be pod 6 for Julo right now. And I gotta say, real wise choice here, saying I am not going to commit further to this play. I've put enough money on this, or enough effort on this play. I'm not going to continue.
Best case scenario for Jamie sure coming up would be a mirror. Good excuse to go ahead and take care of Thieves Town. Oh no, there's buying another blue potion. Are we going back for round 2? No, we wouldn't, would we?
I have no idea. Julo is very hard to anticipate what he's thinking. Okay, we're going to pod. We do not know what's in the big key chest yet at pod, so Julo should give us some new information here. For all we know, there's a way to break the Agaseed here off that chest. Like, that could just be our hook.
It looks like we're getting a lumberjack check from Jamie Sure. Oh, I don't think they're finding flippers.
Yeah,
but
no,
they're going to get them.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to get them, though.
Yeah, Julo's going to be able to get that right after beating Aga, so not a bad situation for him. That'll route in very nicely on his end.
Okay, Mothula is now more doable if they want.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. I was like, Julo's not going to go back for Moth. I'm starting to resign myself to the idea that Julo is going to go back for the Moth.
I think for revenge, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I think a sword would have done the exact same thing, though.
Yeah, probably.
Oh look, the skull smells in logic. And Ice
Definitely
Palace
happy
big
getting that bow. Yeah, the Ice Palace big key.
So we're basically a Thieves Town small key out of logic for some of Ice Palace. We have no hammer at this point, but
I mean, we're still a Thieves Town small key from Ice Palace logic. Keep that in mind.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Thieves Town small key for boots and flippers, yeah.
Yeah, so that helps keep us probably a little bit away for now. But Julo is going right to CT, it looks like, so he's not going to try for the Moth again. He's going to wait, at least for now. Shows he was thinking one shot at the Moth, get the logical check under the bridge, and hope that it led to something else.
TR small and a shovel?
Honestly, that routes pretty nicely.
Well, the fact that Jula's going to be able to do the entirety of Light World with boots is going to be a big benefit.
Yeah, this extra time for Julo with boots is really his advantage here.
I don't know when Jamie Sure goes back to Thieves, whether or not the game has to give him a Thieves Town small or something else.
I think it depends on, really, it's what we get on this loop. So far, there's not been something critical to the rest of the route. You know, that bottle, like, we've got that bottle already. There's, like, if we get a hook shot, that could probably keep him away from Thieves. If we get a big key to Eastern, any of those kinds of items are really where the danger lies for Misha getting back to Thieves.
Not much going on from Sick Kid. We do get a big hit at GT, though. That seems kind of needed from the back of the tavern. Alright, what else is Jamie sure going to miss out on here?
That was a big key.
Oh, yes, it was.
It's interesting. Like, these are all little things that, besides the boots time, are things that Nisher has to come back for. I think that was a small key on our race game.
It was. Pretty much in Light World, everything's coming up Julo.
Yep. Our small key is to another skull small. Interesting.
Well, that's 2 of 3 in logic, right?
Yep.
Well, no hammer, but it's safety.
It's a start. But, and this could work out. Like, that's one of those things is, we don't know when the hammer's going to show up. There's the hook shot, so, and that's as I said, this is kind of one of those things that will keep Mishra out of Thieves. I would say we're probably going to see Light Death Mountain before we see Thieves Town on his side.
Very likely. You want to get a glove before going up there, preferably for Hookshot Cave, but glove just could be hiding up there. And these inverted just can hide the other glove, since the other glove does very little. Got Swamp and Desert as the 5/6s, so that the boots and flippers are needed.
Lana, can you explain this to me?
What's that?
Julo. I'm trying to understand. I just don't.
Give me a minute. I got it. Julo.
Okay. Okay. Yep. That's Green Pendant is Ice Palace. Okay. Yeah, I saw some. Oh my god! And there's a glove.
I say it again. Things are coming up, Julo.
Yeah, I saw in chat we had a couple of current. We have a current teammate in GFE and a previous teammate in Moogle, and somebody in chat had asked, how do you deal with watching Julo route? And they said it's maddening, and I'm like, I get it. Man is a great runner, but this is stressful.
Yeah, I mean, if the most common thing you ask when you're watching Julo is why, I could see that.
Already the silvers, though. 2 very easy bows tonight. I mean, I'm just expecting like a mirror to show up here in Eastern. Like, that would just be the realistic thing, is because Julo doing Julo things means mirror's going to show up.
Well, they got 2 more chances. They're both on logic.
Yep. Or he'd be thinking a 3rd bow.
Well, that'd be something.
I have seen the mythical 3rd glove before. I have not seen the 3rd bow. We got a fake flipper, though, from Mishra, so we're going to get to see the Lake Hylia Island. There's our hammer.
Okay, that Thieves Town Smoky cannot be buried that deep.
I will say, I think we would have been better off getting the man under the bridge first here. And it looks like Mishra's just going to say no. Like, we're not even going to seal.
Get hacked, George.
Apparently. A sword in Eastern. Okay. And realistically, that hammer keeps, in my opinion, keeps Mishra even further away from Thieves Town. Probably says Mountain's even better. Like, Death Mountain looks a little better with that than I think Thieves does, because probably going to continue to wait for a Thieves Big.
Well, I mean...
Or, sorry, Thieves Small Key.
If Jay Mishra finds the Thieves Town Small Key on the mountain, I think Thieves Town's going to be a very quick play. We do know that cannot be a Thieves Town Small Key.
Correct.
And it cannot be a pod key. But it could be a swamp. We kind of need one of those. But more than likely it ends up being like Ice or Meyer, maybe TR. Okay, less likely to be Ice. Oh.
I was going to say, Where was Julo heading? I think he's thinking Light World finally, like maybe a more traditional route. We got a map check: Pod, Thieves, Mire, Skull as a pendant. Quite a bit of map info there on Mishra's side, and giving us all a good look at it.
So is it a blessing that Jula wasn't able to take out Moth, even though very close to being in logic at this point? So that's 2 of 3 pendant dungeons known.
And yeah, we're going to see Mishra go right into the Light World here, not even considering Super Bunny. So I don't think there was anything there really to worry about, but it's going to be a little bit before we see that.
And Jula is just saying no thank you to escape any of it. Just see it. Don't go by.
I mean, the CAC is the bigger question mark here. Like, that's the more important thing. That's our shovel. So hopefully that doesn't fall too far away.
And we have a mystery big key on library too. And of course Flipper, so kind of dodging a lot.
Goal big and Hera big. Very opportune moment for a Hera big, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to go to Hera anyway, so now you just get a full clear minus basement. Darn it, game.
Not dodging that one next to that book.
Well, we do know the book is absolutely hard required and a beatable dungeon. The problem is that Jamie, sure, like you said, is getting more and more things which are just pushing off that Thieves Town play, which we do know lock the boots and very likely a required big key. And also saying no thank you to the blue mallet bread.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're kind of past that initial hurdle. We're getting some health in decent enough spots that we're not too concerned. Gonna get a chance to find out what is on the Ether Tablet. Unfortunately, no second sword to pull this. And it's just health.
Well, got that health, got a health on top of Spec Rock too. I'm gonna grab that one. No, bye. So Hulo, or Jula, I should say, is gonna be getting that hammer very soon, it seems.
Thought about that 300 in the cage and decides no.
Well, you got dig games, or you got everything pretty much spent.
Yeah.
Odds open, so eh.
One of those interesting things of what kind of Hera pot do you like to do, and we get that version. Definitely one of the older ones.
Yeah, what works, works, I suppose.
Exactly.
Well, if here ends up being our third pendant, it's just going to be a big kick in the pants for Jamie, sure. And Julie doing exactly what you were saying before, going for more traditional George route into checking and getting or Highly Island there.
The one thing I will say is when I do this route, usually in this mode, and that's the Ether Medallion, which we know is required for Mire.
Okay, Jamie sure decided to skip something that is important.
I was going to say, I like to still do scout the island first. It's, know what it is, run past it, go to the man under the bridge, come back, get this, and then towards Zora. So it's a little bit of a mix of the route, but works out this time. You know, needing both, and we are going to see the splash elite from Julo, so he's going to clear this whole area.
Little does he know, it is all in logic, kind of, minus Thieves Town small key, you know, just detail.
And Mishra is going to head back up for Spiral, unfortunately. Like, well, fortunately it's a check, but unfortunately it's just more time of walking. And I guess the question is, Lana, where are you going if you're Jay Mishra?
God, that's kind of tough to say. I mean, Thieves Town is beatable, but not logically. Desert's beatable, but not logically.
I mean, we can't even beat Desert in Mishra's situation.
Wait.
We don't have a glove for Mishra.
Oh, that's true. Okay, you still need to go to Sahasrara. I was thinking of Julo's glove.
Yeah.
All right, and Julo is going to go ahead and splash elite here. First try every time. Well done.
Very nice. And just a compass in Spiral Cave. What is our key here on the Zora Ledge? Small key to Turtle Rock. So not a hugely important one. Mishra gonna flute away here.
Oh, I thought for a second they were going to go to Thieves Town. But they haven't even done Minor Shed, right?
Yeah, this is Minor Shed. So this is Pod 6.
And Julo's filling up their life for something.
I gotta just say, oh no. Mishra.
Aw, Jay Mishra, why?
The 46-minute Meyer Shed in Flukies is just a shocker.
Well, we got our last pendant. It is Turtle Rock today.
And Julo is gonna go into Meyer. I have questions. I know I'm not gonna get answers, but here we go.
Just Julo.
Just Julo. Yep.
There we go. Okay. Jay Mishra is doing what they need to do. They don't know this, but they're doing it. This unlocks their flippers. This unlocks the mystery big key, which could very well be Meyer for a clear. Minus, you know, not having the Samaria, but whatever. And Jay Mishra has knowledge of Mothula, so I seriously doubt that Jay Mishra goes to Skullwoods after this. I think go straight for your flippers, big key.
Yeah, I mean, a big question about this moment is going to be, you know, how quickly or what do we actually see here in Meyer? You know, how required is Meyer in the short term? There's our third Skull Small, so it's behind all of the Meyer Smalls.
Yeah, we know that Thieves Town Small Key cannot be on Mothula at this point. So Thieves Town Small seems to be behind Glove or Book.
I mean, it could be Hookshot Cave.
That's true, actually. We haven't seen that.
That's looking pretty likely.
Yeah, that's definitely behind the Glove. So it's looking likely that Thieves Town Small Key is going to be coming up pretty darn quick. And both runners are going to be
see it in Desert.
Yeah. Both runners are isolating Thieves Town Big Chest really hard. And that chest has been...
I mean, that's very hard to do in this seed, let's be honest. Like,
yeah.
Between the position of the hammer, and everything else, it's a hard one to not have some issues.
Did you see Jamie sure failed the glove check?
Yep. It's hard.
It is. It is. I have a greater than 50% shot of failing that check if I come in this place without a glove. I think if I were facing... Oh, darn it, game.
I mean, it's just the same shield for Julo. He didn't get a better shield.
It's true. But he will, unfortunately. But if I were facing Julo, I don't think I would know how to route. I
Nope.
tend to not route around my opponents, but I still, if I did, I wouldn't know how to do it.
Lana, we're gonna get CAC. We're gonna get Lost Woods.
Wow. But how quickly are you gonna get the flippers up at... Oh, alright, well... I mean, if you go north from here, you do Lost Woods, you're gonna get your flippers, so...
I would hope.
Right? I mean, it's Julo.
I don't take anything for granted at this point.
I mean, Julo could go get...
See, we don't go into Lost Woods.
Yep.
And we're gonna get the shovel.
And Jamie sure gets the boots. And I'm pretty sure they know exactly what to do with those.
Yep.
Ooh, bombs the bug net chest. Jamie, sure, where are you going? I mean, we're a pod big from full clearing rest of pod. I don't think wall kicks could explain the routing either. I just think it's Julo.
But we will get to see the first of some actual honest boots checks. Bonk Rocks is our third medallion. There is Quake.
Unlikely didn't matter, but you never know.
And we are going to see flippers. I wasn't sure who... I really thought Julo was going to be first to flippers. I was wrong. It is Mishra who is first to them.
Apparently what we're learning here, Jesse, is that we just don't want to suspect what Julo's going to be doing. Or if we do, go with the opposite.
I will say this is unfortunately a missed opportunity on Mishra's side. Not running to Kakariko for Magic Bat and Library. Was already kind of in that region and decided to instead head here back to this portal. I don't think this is faster.
Well, this way is definitely not faster.
Well, and this would tell me that we're about to see a south route into it.
I mean, maybe Jay Misher's got the mind on the big key and suddenly just kind of forgot about the hammer. Oh, look, a Meyer big key.
Yeah, I'm thinking Hookshot Cave has to be Thieves Small at this point.
Or Desert, like you said earlier.
Yeah, only 2 checks there.
So Jay Misher needs to go to Sahasrara to get a glove and be able to do Desert. And maybe even go into Eastern. I think Eastern's where Julo got the other sword, if I'm not mistaken.
Eastern. I believe. Like vanilla big key chest of Eastern. But here comes the Magic Bat. And just a compass.
The usual compass. All right, Jamie, sure, where are you going? You still don't have access to Meyer with skipping out on George.
Julo is heading back for the bat.
And is Jamie sure heading for Desert or Eastern? Let's see. Desert. All right, well.
Yep. And, like, so, not a terrible thing. Unfortunately, the lack of that glove's going to be a problem. For Julo's side, you know, we're hoping to see this. I would say my hope is that this becomes a north route into Lumberjack, Lost Woods, and, like, back of escape type stuff. But we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, the Bombos tablet is new info as well for us.
I could see a save and quit from Julo to go up the mountain, Hookshot Cave, and things like that at this point.
Yep, and looks like you might be the one right on that call.
Mostly because Julo has also not done any part of Light Death Mountain with the lack of hook shots, so extra incentive. There are no fall kicks, we understand. I don't think we understand very well either right now. Alright, are we gonna get our Thieves Small here?
Oh, we can't in Hookshot. Oh, we can. I've been saying it forever. Don't listen to me. My brain is mush already. That's a mirror.
Okay, well, suddenly Julo's gonna be getting Turtle Rock as well, or not.
Well, he can't. He would have to come back. Like, you don't want to go across the Lionel Bridge again.
That's true. Except you got your hookshot, it's free, but yeah, this is faster.
And do we get a vanilla glove here in Desert to kind of bail Mishra out and get the clear of Desert Palace? Nope, just some bombs, so gonna be a required double dip on Mishra's side.
And I could easily see Jamie Mishra going for Mountain, getting that mirror, suddenly putting off Saha for a while. I mean, could get lucky with it, and then getting like an Eastern Big Key, putting him in that area, though.
Well, and by the way, that I hadn't thought about it, but that mirror does open up even more checks for where the Thieves Town Small Key could be.
Yes, it does. We don't have Samaria, but we do have in fact, we don't have Samaria, we don't have a Mirror Shield Cape, so Laser Bridge, I think, is still out of the question logically, but I could be wrong in this one.
No, I think that's just an entrance thing.
Oh, okay. That's why I never assume I'm right. Sigh. Alright, Jamie, sure, actually, I don't think there's anything else to do. I think they're gonna go get that glove. I mean, do you check George while you're up here? This isn't exactly going to be an easy thing to do. Right, well, you can go southeast from here and jump in the water.
I wouldn't. Glove is telling me either I'm going back up the mountain for Hookshot Cave, I'm going back for my kill of Landmo, or I'm considering Ice Palace. Like, those are the plays I think I would more so expect from Mishra. Like, it looks like we're going to get the Eastern Dip.
Yeah, no mirror, so nothing else I can do.
I don't think, yeah, I don't think George is going to be on the menu here. That Ether Medallion's going to fall to the wayside for a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to have to be checked at some point, but yeah. That glove is going to put Jamie Mishra up the mountain for Hookshot Cave after Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, they both got a play they have to make sooner or later of a check. Like, Julo has to get to Lumberjack. That's just huge. And then our man under the bridge for Mishra. Like, those are the two checks that each one is kind of isolating little by little. Julo's at least got more of an incentive. Julo's got all of North Lightworld and the Lost Woods. If he gets into any one of those territories, he hits it. Like, I am less concerned about Julo hitting Lumberjack than I am about Mishra hitting George.
George is extra isolated potentially in this mode. You either do it like when you're in the area or it's isolated. Oh, Troll Dome gets some revenge on Julo.
Yeah, and like, what could help is if Mishra gets Mitts. Like, Mitts can make that check a lot easier to use the Ice Palace portal, but even then, like, I don't know if that's going to help either. Like, I'm not sure what gets us there.
And at this point, Mitts only locks the King's Tomb at this point, so the game is almost as likely just about Mitts and GT. With the mirror, we already have access to Mire area, and not to mention the flute that we start with, so the game has very little reason to give him the Mitts. I'd say the Mitts are actually really good if Julo found them, because that pushes them north. That'll get flippers very likely. King's Tomb, back of escape for, well, nothing, but gets them in the region of those flippers.
Julo going after Spiral Cave first. We'll see when he goes after which TR entrance, because I thought maybe we would have seen a mirror here for a TR entrance or some TR checks, but not at this moment.
All right, so both runners with 2 crystals at this point. But as you said, each runner missing a piece of the puzzle that the other has. And for right now, we know that there's really nothing in Mire that's going to punish Mishra for not finding it, but not having that big key, Salty finding a Samaria, could be pretty detrimental. All right, and a quick reminder while we're getting kind of repeat checks here, don't forget to give these 2 runners a follow, putting on a great show for us and doing great for their team. While you're at it, give my co-com a follow as well, Jesse. Link is in chat, as well as No Chivato, our tracker, doing the hard work for us today. Thank you so much.
I was going to say, also, make sure to watch Lana, because Lana's racing tomorrow, you said, right?
Yep, Open League. I got my match with this mode in the morning. Oh, yay. Honestly, I love a good troll seed. I'm open for one.
We've had a lot of those this week. I don't think we've seen as many Jets. I think the worst one I saw was a required front play TR to get all the way to Laser Bridge for a hook shot to enter Mire to get a Pearl out of Mire to then go back to Death Mountain to get like a glove.
Good times.
Yep, great times. This
Hashtag
mode is so much fun.
Inverted. Oh, what is Mishra doing? Oh.
I am shocked. I didn't think we were going to get this play so quick. I thought Laser Bridge was going to be a little bit more enticing, but I was wrong.
Does this push him to Mire? I mean, you have no Samaria, but you're going to have the big key.
Yeah.
I mean, that mirror pushes most people back up the mountain for TR-related stuff, as Julo's doing. Or are we going for Ice Palace? No, we can't do it from this direction.
Well, we can, because we got the mirror.
Oh, you're right. Okay, my mind was on glove. But the glove is from the other direction. Yeah, never mind.
No, this is the small key. I saw that mentioned in chat. So makes a lot of sense as well. Does want that small key that we had peaked earlier and unfortunately was unable to get. But Laser Bridge, I think this has to be Thieves Small.
Wait, have we seen Catfish yet?
Oh, that too. Yeah, good call. No, we saw this from Julo.
Oh, okay. It was so quick. I must have been distracted.
No, where is the Thieves Small?
Ice Palace, anybody? Wait,
Flippers are still locked by it.
Flippers are locked, yeah. Meyer Big Chest?
Meyer Big Chest might be the answer. You're right. Front of escape time.
Well, have fun, Julo. You're unfortunately not going to be able to get much from here, but you're going to be able to do it a lot faster than Jamie sure did. And you're going to have a mirror alone pushing you very, very fast here. Yeah, I expect Jamie should go back up the mountain at this point, unless you're going Meyer. And then forgetting you got the mirror and you did the Aga, so bye! Oh wait, we haven't done the pyramid yet on Jamie Sure side. Maybe that was intentional, like big brain.
I have to say, it's interesting the efficiency that Julo picks up for some of these random decisions. Like, didn't have mirror, now has mirror, and can do escape faster.
And the
has boots as well. Like, I don't understand, but it's interesting how it's been working out.
So how about this, Jesse?
Okay.
Nothing but a skull small in Ice Palace. Giving us our third skull small for Moth. Or Thieves Town small key.
No, they can't be there. Flippers are locked by Thieves Small.
Oh, I keep forgetting that. Every 8 seconds I keep forgetting. I think we're getting a pet check. And maybe even Mothula. Okay, that is just bombs on the pedestal, so bye.
Hey, Lana, was anything on the Uncle?
I don't think so. I think Uncle was bombs and something else, pretty empty.
Okay. I mean, it's working. 100% locations.
Yeah, 100% locations means that all the items have to be accessible.
Like, realistically, I think we can say that Meyer Big Chest, like, I'm trying to think if there's something I'm forgetting at this point. But, like, is it Meyer Big Chest for Thieves Small to put everything back in logic? And the answer is now ice.
Or the Thieves Big Chest.
Or, yeah, and that's the last location. It doesn't exist.
Yes, that is correct.
By the way, of the other things that don't line up between our two runners, the half magic that Julo has is the Pod Big Key Chest, and the flippers are on the Lumberjack.
But this may be Julo's best chance to do Lumberjack at this point. I think they're running out of checks.
Yeah. Oh, Smith Chain. Nochi, thank you. Our tracker Nochi Nato. Yeah. The Smith Chain is actually now available. Crud.
I'm still not in the full inverted brain here. Like, it's...
My brain's moving on to next week.
You mean the good mode? Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the next 2 weeks, honestly.
Co-op Kraskis, let's go.
Yep.
First time I'm doing 2 races since week 1.
We're obsessing over it because all the logic hinges on the Thieves Town small key right now. The boots were on blind, which led to the flippers on Lumberjack, which lead to the hammer on Lake Hylia.
And Meyer Big on... But Meyer Big is boots locked. It can't be Meyer Big Chest.
Oh yeah, right. So it is Smith Chain then. Hey, we're going to get to see Bumper Ledge on Julo's side. We already got to see it on Mishers.
So Jamie sure has had the piece of the puzzle for a while now. Julo's about to get their piece of the puzzle. And it's going to be interesting to see if they just go straight for Ice Palace versus, Smith Chain.
Although this route around some of the mire checks is a little odd. I thought we were going to get to see big chests before the bridge.
In a Key Sanity, usually you do. You go lower right, you get the big chest, spike chest, and this last.
What I like to call it, I can't call it on SpeedGaming, so we'll call it by its true name, the map chest.
Okay, well, we got a new check here on Jamisher's side. Meyer Big Check, cannot be Thieves Town Small Key, but it could be something else, like, vanilla. But instead, get bombs.
We're going to get to see Skull.
Round 2, let's go. Alright, is Jamisher going to... Nope, we're not doing Smith Chain, which is fine, because likely Thieves Town Small Key must put you in Logic Price Palace, and a big chest. So I think Jamisher's making a good call at this point.
Yeah, I think, we're running out of great plays. Let's go where we think this is sending us, and this is a good one.
Fully clearable in Logic.
Yep.
Revenge!
Nice. Yep, nice revenge fight. Oh, required Ice Palace. That is a Swamp Small Key that we definitely need to finish this seed.
And there doesn't need to be anything else in here. The rest of this could just be hanging out in Swamp. Like, if I'm in Jamisher's shoes, I am debating whether or not I want to leave, and maybe you get Samaria in Swamp, making Ice Palace even faster.
Yeah. And we don't even need to beat this. Like, this is a green pendant.
It is. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why you just leave. You may be leaving something you need, but...
It's a very easy return as well.
It is. It's inverted. I mean, I can't blame them for continuing on 2. Okay, a Skull Big Chest with nothing but a big 20. I can't remember if we said that in Jamisher's side. I don't think we did.
I don't think so either, but I did notice that Misher did not set up the IPBJ. The switch was down.
Yeah, you got the... Yeah, you have no Samaria, so you're not planning on beating this dungeon at this point.
And this is going to be the Smith Chain on Julo's side.
Which is likely going to be Thieves Town Small Key, like you said.
But we're also going to get 2 other checks here, so we'll see what that results in.
Oh.
The ever not helpful mitts, that makes at least routing a little bit easier in some regards. But yeah, not a huge gain.
Yeah, in this case it is... Oh, wait, there it is! There it is!
We're finally back in Logic.
We are. In this case, it is simply King's Tomb with no Tomb Raider. And I guess a faster way back to Desert.
Yeah. Oh, good thing we stayed.
Yeah, no kidding. Good call, Jamie, sure. And Jamie sure now has the option of beating the dungeon. So in another episode of Why Julo Ninja, we're gonna go back into Thieves' Town for that big chest. But at the same time, you stick with what's working right now, and your brain is telling you that, you know what, you're doing things a little bit backwards, but it's kind of paying out, so why not continue? And frankly, we're still looking for several things for Gumon.
Yep.
Odd big, Eastern big. Is that it?
Yeah. The big keys to our bow lock dungeons are still missing.
So go -2 at 114. So now Jamie has the option of combining Logical Mire with Out of Logic Desert. Or you can bet on something big good being in maybe Swamp and kind of foregoing any more checks in Desert and Mire potentially.
I mean, I'm hitting. I would hit Swamp first regardless. It's a crystal. Oh my god, the big key to Easterns and Thieves.
Okay, continues to pay off for Julo Ninja here. I don't see Jamie Sure doing that for a very long time. Even if you do Smith Chain, if Jamie Sure's paying attention to logic, Thieves' Town Small Key is going to be there.
I don't know how you keep logic in mind at this point. Like, we've so far exited the logical consideration of this seed that it's just dead. Like we've been, you and I together with the help of chat have had a hard enough time with logic.
To answer a question in chat about the chest, you only lose the purple chest if you beat a crystal dungeon, is my understanding, or maybe green pendant does the two, I can't remember.
Yeah, it's pendants or not, like, or just going in an entrance is fine. If you beat a crystal, you lose followers usually.
So Julo's going to get the heart from Tablet, gonna maybe go into Desert, beat that. At that point, you're probably going into either Eastern, clean that up, or go into Ice Palace. But if you're Julo doing Julo things, you'll find that Swamp small and just leave Ice Palace.
I mean, it could turn into a go mode Samaria for Julo. And that's not the worst case, because it keeps him out of TR.
Kind of, except you're an inverted, and that does you get most of TR anyway.
Well, he's already done everything that's not cane locked.
That's true.
Like, the only thing that's cane locked he could do, or that's not cane locked he could do, is if he finds TR big.
And for the first time in over an hour, the two runners are going to be in the same dungeon at the same time, or the same region.
Lana, I have a correction for what you just said.
Yes.
The first time ever.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they both started at Link's house.
Okay, for the first time in an hour and nearly 18 minutes.
There you go. Yes, but ever since then, everybody's gone every which way direction, but the other person went the other which way. You're not wrong. Now, or Stumpy, if you get, or not Stumpy, or the monkey. If you get a monkey, if you get a follower, the purple chest goes away, or if you pick up, I think, a crystal, or it's like a green pendant that may get rid of it.
I don't know if green pendant does. I know crystals do, because you can't take, you can't keep Smith through a crystal either, which is only really a thing in cross keys.
Yep.
No, I did see Julo at least do Lava Island. I think he did both Lava Island and Chomps. Because I remember him skipping the Poke Key on Lava Island.
Yeah, Julo did that because, if I remember right, Lava Chest was Skull Big.
GF's saying Swamp Big, but yeah, one of those keys.
Oh yeah, Swamp Big, you were right. Okay. It was a big key.
Nice Silver's kill from Misha there on Landmolis for 20 bucks.
And Jamie sure shot ahead in Desert because they had already gone in.
Yep. And similarly, strong kill from Julo. Good job by both runners back-to-back on Landmo 1.
So we are a pod big key from no mode at this point, but Julo's in a very, very nice spot right now. But I guess at the same time, if Jay Misher can pull a pod big key off of Boss here, goes into pod, cleans that up. How many more things do you have to do if you're Jay Misher?
There's a whole front of TR. There's like all of TR for Misher as well as all of Swamp. Both of those dungeons look infinitely better.
Not wrong. I forgot about
ever going back to Thieves. And that's the biggest issue here for Misher is there's not a world where Thieves looks best for at least 2 dungeons.
It's close to, if not the last location, you're right.
Yep. Because like after this, I would be shocked if Misher isn't in Swamp. And that could be its own can of worms right now because Misher could miss Pod Pig and Swamp Pig chest. Like, I hate to say it, but when Julo goes in, he will get that check, and Misher has no way to touch it.
It'll be very interesting. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, no, just like he can't get there. It's, you know, I think TR is a later check in the line for him, so it's not going to be a consideration.
Okay, double dip Swamp 2, cool. All right, that's fine.
I mean, at this point, I think Julo doing this and then heading to Ice is fair. It's a single check, not terrible. If he's thinking Ice after this, like, I don't know if he has really much left besides Eastern. Maybe he goes Eastern before Ice. But on the back of the silver arrows, Misher having a really quick viddy fight here. Very nice. And yeah, Julo fluting away to 8. This is Ice Palace.
Okay, leaving after first check, yes, no.
I don't even know anymore.
I'm gonna say
I'm
yes.
learning a lot, but yeah, I would say I think we're leaving.
Which means he's staying, right? That's how this goes?
Yep.
We both
defying expectations every step of the way.
We both think he's leaving, so he's gonna stay, right, chat?
And yeah, Misher heading towards Swamp Palace.
There you go.
Yep. Okay. So Julo should be getting his Cane of Samaria in a little bit. Huge find coming up that will put Julo just short a pod big key for go mode.
So basically, if Jay Misher finds a pod big key in Swamp, that is worst case scenario for them.
Yeah, and there's one check for Misher still in pod. We did see all the checks, but Misher did not do the big key chest. Only had 5 or 4 pod smalls at the time. Was missing the 2 on Death or the 1 on 2 on Death Mountain. No, 1 in Death Mountain, 1 in Mireshed. Sorry, so has not gone back yet. There's our map to Eastern.
And Jay Misher also missing the 4 TR key locked Swamp Big, so probably fine. Especially considering that we'll likely had at least 1 TR small keys in GT at this point.
And we're going to get a full clear of Swamp, it looks like, on Misher's side. besides, of course, that's Swamp Big chest. So we'll get to know if that Pod Big is here.
We also have not seen, what, King's Tomb either?
Yeah, King's Tomb is available now. Front of TR is, of course, available. Eastern Big Chest and Armos.
And Crystal Roller in TR2. Bleh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's not going to be a great one to get back to at this point. We have not seen the Hera small key, so Hera Basement's still out. I know a lot of people have been loving that check this week. Probably the worst check in inverted. If you don't have the small key when you're first there.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Like, Mitz helps it a bit, but not much.
Left side swamp, we get a map to Hera. As well as a small key to desert. Okay. Opens up a couple more checks for us, as well as giving us logical desert and the Pyramid Fairy now in logic.
And with Agadon, Pyramid Fairy is absolutely free in this mode.
Yep. Well, it doesn't really make a difference in this mode, Agad dead or not.
Oh, that's right. It's a mirror, which makes a huge difference for it in this mode.
Yeah, it's logically behind the mirror in this mode, so... But we did see Samaria for Julo. The U-turn chest in Swamp Palace is not our answer. And of course, goodbye to Swamp Palace Big Chest.
And we got 4 more checks, logical in the back of Swamp here coming up. We also haven't seen the green pendant turn, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that'll come definitely when Julo makes his way over to Eastern. That's really good for him. Diver down is dead. There's another GT small. I mean, cool.
I mean, it makes it so we don't have to kill Mini Helm on the way up.
Yeah. Okay, where are we going, Julo? Back to Swamp or back to Mire?
Makes sense. Julo wants to clean up Eastern and Pod together. So do everything you can before going to Eastern area.
Meanwhile, Argus Phase 2 coming, and very nice one-shot silver kill for the Cane of Burna. That's Spike Cave now as well.
It is Spike
Another
Cave.
sector's opened up.
Okay, Jamie, sure, the...
Pyramid Fairy?
Yeah?
Pyramid Fairy into Saha is not a bad play here, probably. But looks like we're not going to get to see it. I think this might be TR now for Mishir. Or no, right side desert. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of forgot to lift the skull. Yay, inverted things. Fun fact, chat, inverted, you absolutely hard require the book to get into the desert, unless you're a cheater, in which case, you know, if you HMG it in there, that's fine.
This is not Glitch League.
That is true. You do that, you are not going to end up in very good trades here, but it's fine.
Which I believe is a separate event that's starting soonish. I thought I'd heard.
Probably. I mean, about the time one tournament ends, 2 or 3 more begin, right? That's how this goes?
Yeah, exactly. It's an endless cycle. But right side desert is our pod big here. That's a small key to oh. No.
Hey, you spoke it into existence. Well done.
I spoke it into existence. And $50. Thanks, game.
Oh, yeah. TR is going to be so much more tempting than Smith Chain at this point for Jay Meisher. Pyramid Fairy for Julo.
Swamp Palace for Julo.
Oh, right. Swamp into Pyramid Fairy because it's empty.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Swamp Palace into Pyramid Fairy into Saha Eastern. Good route. Or at least a reasonable route.
Very passable one, yeah.
Yeah. But we'll get to see the new checks are definitely going to be our Crystal Roller as well as Front of TR here on Misha's side.
And you got your myths, so you're going to have easy access at least to those checks right now.
A little scary here for Misha trying to get past those Lionels, but does get the job done.
Into the front, that does make sense. You get 3 checks. Okay, officially Jay Misha is on the clock. Is Jay Misha going to be able to find the pod big and the Eastern big before Julo can find that pod big? That's a good point from our tracker Nochi, pointing out that Jay Misha does not know what the 5/6s are.
Yeah, Julo does not currently. You know.
Or Julo, yeah.
Yep. Could have an idea after this one, so.
If you're Julo, though, you probably just go straight from Swamp there, right? I mean, just like, chances are I've got both of them.
Okay, so not in the... Oh, a sword in Swamp Big Chest.
Locked behind 4 TR smalls, with which we do not have.
Honestly, that's almost worse. Like, that's a sword that Misha's not getting now.
Zero chance.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay Misha's gonna pull that chest right here and get that big key, but not gonna chase that, not a chance.
I mean, yeah, did you know there's always a sword in Swamp, Lana? I've heard that before, have you?
I've heard such rumors, and it's usually true. Or a glove, one of the two.
Zelda is memes. Oh god. Misha, no!
No fairy! Wait,
oh, we had a fairy. Okay.
We got a fairy. I take it back.
There's that Desert Small for Julo, which leads to the Harris Small.
Which Jay Misha may be checking momentarily.
I would think TR first. Go for center of mass. Hit the most checks possible. And as it stands, Misha still has a slight crystal lead. Just has this Argus fight over Julo, so that's a nice little advantage. Here comes the one check we have not yet seen in Turtle Rock from Misha. Going to be Crystal Roller Room. This is in logic with the Samaria and going backwards through TR.
Yeah, it does not require a small key to go this direction, so the game says, hey, it's open.
And it's a big key too. Pod, that's our no mode here in the booth.
Oh, that is so not great for Jamie, sure. But that's not going to give him a lot more to do, which is good. But How long until Julo goes back up the mountain at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, what is Mishra going to check? So Mishra goes to beat Pod, turns in Green Pendant, could beat the Moth, probably doesn't go back for Swamp Big Chest. Like, I don't think that's a worry. Spike Cave, maybe Hera Basement here. Like, this is the best chance Mishra has at Hera Basement.
And Julo does exactly what they did, what they're doing.
3 checks in Pod.
Julo's likely doing this into Pyramid Fairy, Saha, Eastern, and then gotta think Mountain at that point.
That's rough. Like, there's a grave or a King's Tomb in there as well for Julo, possibly. Or Mishra. Like, I think both of them could do King's Tomb before then.
It's the best case scenario at this point for Jay Mishra is to find a sword.
Yeah. And yeah, as Nobly's pointing out in chat, a TR big key would be even more dangerous because that gives Julo more incentive to get back up there and find Pod Big. Because that's 2 easy checks.
And not wrong. I mean, all likelihood TR big is in GT at this point, but it could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, very likely the 4 TR small keys that they got you that sword is locked behind GT.
Of course, knowing Julo, the Hera small key could have the exact same effect.
True. I mean, Julo is choosing all this over beatable Eastern, so you never know.
He really wants to greed those 2 dungeons together. He wants to beat Eastern and Pod back to back, and he will do everything in his power to make it happen. It's not the right call, or it can work. It's just going to be hard for him to kind of hit it.
It is, as they say, a call. Jamie sure wants as little to show up as possible. Force into Smith Chain, force into Thieves Basement. Okay, here's the Eastern play from Julo. And
I mean, Mishra's going to get probably Pod Big and Big Key chest next.
Yeah, has to go back in.
He's playing for Go mode off of Helma. It's unfortunately not here, but you know this is his goal. Gonna have to be a little careful here.
Jamie sure has silvers. Why? It's fine.
It works out. We lived. Just a piece of heart off of Helma.
And I don't see anywhere else for Julo to go other than Mountain after this point. You got what?
King's Tomb is like the only other check.
Yeah, but that's way far away.
I know. I'm just saying there is one other check that exists.
That's true. and it's really running low on checks for Jay Misher at this point too. You've done everything you can here. You're going into pod, beatable dungeon, you beat it. I don't see much else for them available right now other than King's Tomb and Smith Chain.
Cave.
Oh god, you're right. At
Yep.
this point, I do see Julo with a 2 to 3 minute advantage if I had to give a time at this point.
I think the bigger worry is, of course, the sword still, because that is only going to make the GT climb and Ganon faster.
It's true. I mean, you could get a sword in the climb, but unlikely. Oh,
Nice
no.
ice rod. TR Big doesn't exist, Lana. It's okay. As long as it doesn't show up.
Spy Cave. She could be in Spy Cave. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. This could be the play.
Smith Chain. I think the thing is that Misher will get the Thieves' Small Key, but I think we don't see necessarily like, wait,
Have they done Dig Game?
did they forget about Dig Game?
I mean, I think it was Julo that farmed the early money. I think Jay Misher just never went back.
This is right side pod.
Okay, chat. Not only 1 hour 40 minute Dig Game. 1 hour 40 minute Dig Game in a inverted.
Actually, we could even see Misher go after the Moth for all we know.
Not wrong. I mean, you do Smith Chain, you get your Thieves Small. I vote for Thieves Big over Moth.
I don't know. Moth's probably quicker. Is the hard part.
It could be if you weren't getting Thieves Small where you are. And if you didn't have Thieves Town available where it is with the flute. But the combined time it takes to get to the back of Thieves Town or Skullwoods and beat Moth, I would think it'd be a little bit more in Thieves Town at this point.
But this is the mountain for Julo.
This is Julo's mountain play. Yeah, you're probably doing the front of TR first. Well, at least with anybody else, I would say you are. But with Julo, you could get.
I was going to say, I'm wondering if we're about to see Spike Cave.
That could be a thing because we're in that direction. And yeah, this is Spike Cave. You're lining up south.
There's that Thieves Town small key for Misher.
All right. Misher's got go mode in their palm of their hands.
Gonna grab the purple chest and flute, maybe? No. Okay, this is gonna be Thieves.
Okay, this could be very good for Tyler.
Never mind.
Or we're not.
I thought the walk was that, but no, that was just forgetting inverted things for a second, so unfortunate.
Was that lining up your portal to go back to Light World? No, you lose your portal here anyway.
Yeah. I will say, in terms of strength of play, the best play would have actually been Flute 6 for turning in purple chest there, but...
Yeah, got your mitts.
Minor quibbles.
And when you're in the heat of a race, sometimes things like that could escape you. We have it easy on our end.
Yep. GFE also pointing out Swamp Palace Big from here or Pyramid Fairy are also plays. Although we did mirror, so who knows what we're going to see from Misher. It's Thieves! We're about to get go mode on Misher's side.
This is going to be tight. Gosh, Eastern or Prod faster to go through at this point.
Like,
you got,
I don't know which one's that much faster.
You got Julo going through the front of TR, which is understandable. 3 checks versus 1. I would have to give the slight advantage to Jamie Sure until the GT climb. And I think Julo's going to creep up and just execution-wise is going to destroy that climb. So Jamie sure saves a little bit of time not doing Pyramid Fairy. But they're going to get in their go mode within seconds of each other.
If this is a drop onto Laser Bridge, this is Hera Basement first, and this is going to cost time.
It is. This is time that Jamie sure desperately needs. That climb is not going to be the terrible part. Like, you can get by with Master Sword and Silvers, but the Ganon fight ultimately will be the decider. So this is an extra 90 seconds, 2 minutes overall, including the trip, that Jamie Sure's getting gifted from Julo. Well, it was going to be a bigger deal until Hero Basement, but this may be the time Jamie Sure needs, because as long as you know your Samaria strats on Ganon, you're going to be in pretty good shape, but I don't practice it. So I don't know how Jamie Sure, what their comfort levels is with that. And does... It's CR3 in Hero Basement.
There's the hint, Julo. And he's going back.
We're just going to have to get our times on the GT entry to find out what the difference is. I'd say, to be safe, Jamie sure needs 75 seconds. And right now, I think he's got that.
Also point out that besides the fact that the fight is not a gimme on Master Sword, Mishra also less health, green mail.
True. And Jamie Sure's going to lose time on the climb just due to looting. So unless you get a sword, you're losing seconds, but seconds.
Yeah. So there's definitely some tough parts here for Mishra to close this one out as Julo gets go mode.
All right, well, no more information when Jamie Sure enters GT and when Julo does. But this is close. This is looking to be a finish of less than a minute apart again between these teams. I mean, Julo makes up a minute, 45 seconds to a minute alone on the Ganon fight. Silvers, thankfully, are going to save you quite a bit of time. But even then...
Yeah, luckily we're not dealing with a silverless fight.
Yeah, and even then, though, you are potentially dealing with an extra Ganon teleport because it's a lot harder to set up triples with Master Sword.
Yep. But yeah, 148, 12 on the climb up that stairs, so...
60, 75 seconds is probably what Jamie Sure needs. We'll see what they get.
I believe we can say that Mishra does not have that fairy. I don't know what else we got in the bottles.
Oh, you have the... You can get the fairy. You got a bug net. So with Master Sword, do you spend the extra 20 seconds getting a bottled fairy? And yeah, at this point, I think if you're Jamie Sure, I think you do get the safety room.
I don't know if you're getting safety room. I mean, you got powder. Did we see Mishra get bug net?
I think they both did, because it was just one of those chests you just loot. Okay, well, will the lack of health stop Jamie Sure from climbing at a good pace here? We'll see. Alright, we got Julo heading towards Helmasaur right now. And the Tempered Loon will save some time on this fight.
Oh, that was scary.
Yeah, powder, please, thank you. Yep. Alright, so Julo saved 10 seconds easy on that fight, too.
Yeah, but we're looking at about 220, 230 difference here.
This could be exactly what Jay Mishra needs, though.
That's a plenty of a margin.
But critical, also remembering that saving quitting when you have Aga dead is a good thing to get into GT with.
Yep, both runners did it, so excellent.
It's about a 2-minute difference.
It was like a 1:48.12 on those stairs versus like a 2.5 minute. There's that TR big. Arrows. 2 checks left for Mishra to find a sword.
And Julo has the gear to tear through this climb.
So 11 hearts on Mishra's side. And as I said, Greenmail is not always a comfy fight with Master Sword. Very easy in phase 2 to take some extra hits. No cape to kind of power through some of that fight. So like, gotta be careful. Last check, just a small key to Ice Palace. So we are getting a Master Sword Silvers on Mishra's side. I will say, Julo's Gauntlet also a little bit scary on the health side, but 4 hearts blue mail is a little better than 3 hearts green, so nicely done on G5, which was definitely one of the more scary rooms. Good start to the Aga 2 fight for Mishra. That might have been a triple, actually.
Looked like a triple, yeah.
Yeah, and a double triple. Excellent.
Okay, that's was a bit of a tough part in one. We'll see if Julo can do that too, but yeah.
Lands on the pyramid at 152.47. That Aga 2 fight's going to be hard for Julo to match. That the patterns aren't impossible to get a double triple, but it's going to be a hard one. Okay, let's see how this phase 1 and 2 goes with the Master Sword. Mishra's going to try to maintain as much health as possible. You don't want to take any extra hits here. Between the Trident, that's 2 hits already, and we're gonna be entering the fire bats.
Oh, we've got Burna to help us. That's it.
Burna can't help even because you need spins. That's the scary part here. And there's a death.
Okay, I think they can afford that death, but nothing else.
And now it only gets harder because now we're in 2-hit territory. There's no way to avoid it now.
Okay, they need that corner, but they gotta also realize they're not gonna be at 12 at this. They gotta back up. That's not a good corner, Jamie. Sure, leave that corner.
And we're in Oko territory again for Mishra. Oh god, that was terrifying.
Lord. How did they just avoid that hit?
And Julo does not get the 1-in-1 or the 2 cycle. Or a 3 cycle. This is really Misha getting every second possible.
They need this corner. Oh, they did not go to the corner.
Yeah, they're not in the corner, and going to be a little harder, but are we through the phase? We are, but takes a death. No.
Oh, this is bad. This is incredibly bad.
And 155.03 drop in 155.04 or 05 for Julo. This is Julo's race now. That tempered sword might be the difference, or will be the difference at this rate.
Yeah, I mean,
not to mention the fact that Julo just has more leeway for mistakes here.
Yeah, Julo's in
He's
the
got the health and the armor.
Yeah, you just tank it. Jamie sure just needs to hope for some sort of fatal mistake on Julo's side here. A Ganon hug, something.
And yeah, Julo taking a lot of damage here, but once again, Misha in Oko territory in phase 2.
Oh, it takes another death.
And yeah, as Ike here is pointing out, Misha had skipped out on the blue mail earlier in this race. And it's unfortunate, you know, I don't know if it changes the result, but it does hurt when we see the deaths.
All right, everybody, you know the drill. Get your GGs in chat for Julo finishing off Ganon.
Yep. And there you go. Get your GGs in. That's a 156.35 for Julo Ninja to take this game and split the series, split this week with the Tile Roomies.
And looks like Jamie sure is tossing in a towel at this point. Get your GGs in chat for Jamie sure as well.
Yep. GG's to both of our runners tonight for a great race run. Tough end there for Misha. Great run throughout. Close race. And, you know, this was a back and forth fight all the way across. Like, I am shocked with the result, no matter who won this one.
Yes, it was a great race all around and came down to just some unfortunate luck at the end there.
I see both of our runners in the waiting room. I'll let them know they can come on up and join us. We are now joined by Julo Ninja. GG.
GG.
GG's, Julo. So, GG's as well to Jamie Sure also joining us in the booth.
Hey, GG's.
GG's.
So, yeah, this was quite a race that just came down to Jamie Sure finding that pod big key, Julo finding the... Oh wait, Julo finding the pod big key, and then Jamie Sure finding the eastern big key, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was it was tough because for a long time we didn't know what, or at least I didn't know what the final crystal was going to be. So I was like actively trying to plan around, am I going to need ice rod? Is it TR? Is it Eastern? But yeah, thankfully I stuck around in Ice Palace. I really was thinking about dipping out after getting that Swamp Small, which would have been disastrous.
We were talking about how it may have been a good call to do it just in case you end up with a Samaria in Swamp, but turns out not so much.
No, Mitz and Samaria both in there as well. And then I think for me it's just those Ganon fights, like that bat snipe on the first attempt, or the second attempt it was, just was really that was soul crushing.
Yeah.
Because literally that was it. Like if I had dodged that bat, I very likely would have been able to finish.
Yeah, to kind of tell the difference there, like right when you were dropping in for the third fight was when Julo landed on the pier or landed on the castle to drop in. So.
Yeah, did you have tempered? Because I never found it.
I did have tempered.
Okay.
Swamp Palace big chest with that TR look, or that Swamp Big Key off of TR Lava Island was the sword.
Great. Yeah. Well, and I assume the other one was just somewhere in the basement.
That's what our assumption is at this point. I mean, I think between the two of you, we saw every other check. I think we saw every other check.
Unless it's TR Big Chest or Trinex, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some items in some nasty locations, like the Ice Palace stuff, and Pod Big Key being in TR. I definitely like when I went up there, it's like there's got to be something in TR. Like there's 12 checks, so I was happy to see that. But I don't know. Like I remember seeing Blue Mail. I don't remember exactly where. Oh, it was on the floating island.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Blue Mail and walking away and being like, "This shouldn't be a problem, right?" That's how it goes. And you just assume that, given how much stuff I found, like I was assuming I was going to have enough health and maybe even find the other armor. It is what it is. Sometimes those small decisions come back and bite you.
But you two had drastically different routes throughout the whole thing. Julo ended up going into Thieves Town much sooner, got the boots and everything, and this was during the time that I believe, Misha, you were in the middle of doing CT, and suddenly we go to Scout Lumberjack. Oh look, it's the flippers, and then Scout the library, and there's the big key of unknown significance, and we were just like, well, is Julo going to have a big advantage coming into Dark World? Probably. And then Julo does the Aga and goes a completely different direction and pretty much dodges the flippers and Kakariko for an extra half hour or something?
Roughly.
Yeah. I felt like the seed was begging me, because it gave me the Hyrule Castle small. I felt like it was begging me to just take that route through the castle and just head all the way out to the other side and go there. I also did find it funny that we had like 4 pod small keys like 10 minutes in, as if the seed couldn't like tell us hard enough that we needed to go to.
Well, what made it even funnier in a sense was you guys found opposite sets of pod keys. Misha had the 4 more obvious ones, while Julo had the Old Man Rescue and Mireshed keys. So when you guys each went into pod the first time, you had opposite sets. Julo had to come back with all 6, and thus had half magic for a lot longer as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different stuff you can do at the beginning with the activated flute. So I do think that makes the beginning of these inverted seeds a little more interesting. But yeah.
Julo, your teammate wants to tell you what was on Uncle, because apparently you skipped Uncle.
Yeah, I did.
I will say GFE was here the whole race. I don't remember what was on Uncle either, GFE.
I think it was bombs or a little bit of money. It was very insignificant.
It wasn't intentional. I just forgot about Uncle when I actually went to do Hyrule Castle.
And nothing wrong with that, apparently, because like Julo, everywhere you were going, almost, Jesse and I were like, what's Julo doing? And then the other person would just say Julo things, and then GFE would say Julo things, and then Wally would say Julo things I can't explain. It was just the things, and it was like, oh, he's going here. Why? Oh, look, there's the glove from Bagazawa's side. And it was like, oh, he's going to Thieves Town Big Chest. Why? Okay, well, because apparently there's a Big Hate Easter in there.
Well, I mean, the going to Thieves Town was because I had so many overworld deaths. Although the one to the Lionels was funny because I didn't know bees could move them.
Neither did
We all learned tonight about bees and Lionels. I didn't have a clue either that a bee would push a Lionel like that.
I really wish somebody would have highlighted that. It shoved it from the left side of you where you were safe over to the right, and then it shot you in the face. We just laughed.
Yeah, well, I was laughing as well. I was like, oh, whatever, just go back up.
All right, so who's going next week for your teams? You got what? Co-op cross skis coming up, right? Any big plans for that one?
I mean, GFE misses co-oping with P-Train, so he's taken both. I mean, P-Train is splitting.
Yeah, I see you guys are playing up against Risky and Terrible Gambits for your co-op cross keys, so it's going to be GFE and Julo and GFE and P-Train.
Yep.
Cool. And then, of course, I'm familiar with what you guys in the Tile Roomies are doing, because you're facing my team, JKLL, next week, and I think it's the same teams for both games.
It is. Anybody that knows anything about me knows that I loathe Ricks and Crosskies, so I will be kicking back, relaxing this week, and letting my teammates who are much better at the moment.
And don't forget, be a good teammate and sign up for commentaries for those races so you can bash what they're doing.
True.
I'm just saying.
So yeah, I know that those races are going to be myself and Leoria versus Walsh and Kappa, and those are going to be Tuesday and Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So yeah, those are already set for the week.
I work both those times. Could you guys like push back days and just no? Okay.
No. And I'll point out, like, looking at this, like, from the result tonight, just to kind of highlight how the importance here, the win for Sphere-FUNity tonight is pretty big, as it does put them in a tie for second with Aga's backup dancers at 15 points. And then the big thing here is that this showdown next week between JKLL and Tile Roomies, the two teams are sitting at 9 points, tied for 4th place. So it could really shape who has a better position going into the last 2 weeks to make a playoff spot. So going to be a really interesting series coming up.
Yeah, very, very important games, and good luck to you guys. Good luck to Walsh and Kappa, and I hope they have 2 good races.
Yeah, good luck for sure. Anything else from Jamie Sure or Julo Ninja tonight before we start closing up?
No, I'll just say thank you guys for the commentary. Thank you for the restream, tracking, all that. Thank you for putting this on.
Yeah, echo the same sentiments as Misha. Hopefully, maybe I can find more things next week to teach.
Can somebody teach you how to hammer out, please?
I could teach you my method, which nobody else does, which is just bufferless and you need a sword, but it's fine.
Look, even Zaf has offered me money to learn it, and I have said no.
Okay. Fair enough. I can't argue that logic, so...
Just learn my method. It's stupid. It works out well. It's fine.
So, on that note, Lana tried to post the links in chat, but apparently the bot hates us now, so I'll just say, make sure to follow Misha and Julo Ninja. They put on a great show tonight. Hope you all had a lot of fun. Additional shout out to Nochibato for stepping into track. We did have a late drop from who was going to track, so huge shout outs to Nochi for stepping in to help us out tonight. Lana, it is always a pleasure to come with you for these.
Likewise, Jesse. It's always fun to do these, and do look forward to doing this again soon, hopefully in this tournament. But GG's to all the runners, and Jesse, thanks for joining me. Nochi, thanks for tracking. But Jesse, why don't you go and just take on us out of here, because you have a great night, everybody, and listen to Jesse.
Yeah, we got 1 day left in week 4 here, so one more day of Influkies. Hope you've all had your fill this week. But if not, make sure to check out the races tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be plenty on the schedule. But with that, have a great rest of your Saturday night or the beginning of your Sunday, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.